Tonight, the world is mourning Pope Francis. Bells sounded in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican this morning, marking the death of the first Latin American pope. He had been recovering from a 5-week hospitalization for pneumonia, but died of a stroke and heart failure. This is a live look at the Vatican, where people have been gathering all day to remember the Pope. Very quiet there now, as it's just after 5 a.m. in Rome. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. Reaction to the Pope's death is pouring in from all over the world. Here in the U.S., flags are flying at half-staff. President Trump gave that order today, calling Pope Francis a good man who worked hard and loved the world. And here in Western Pennsylvania, Catholic parishes are marking the Pope's death with masses and prayer services. St. Paul Cathedral in Oakland and Blessed Sacrament Cathedral in Greensburg, both inviting parishioners to come mourn together. KDKA's Jennifer Barrasso was at tonight's service in Oakland and joins us live now with how Pittsburgh is remembering the Pope. Jen.
Hey, Ken. Well, there is a deep sadness over the sudden passing of Pope Francis. People came to grieve, to mourn with each other. Now, Bishop David Zubik talking about how he lived, and he talked about mercy, and he practiced what he preached. A somber mood inside St. Paul Cathedral in Oakland. Bishop David Zubik led a special mass for Pope Francis, who he had met several times.
Because we saw Pope Francis yesterday doing what he does best, to connecting with people.
Pope Francis remembered for his hospitality, gentle nature, sense of humor, and mercy.
Hope happens when we embrace mercy and when we give it. Thank God that we had such a good teacher in Pope Francis.
Just a man of joy, a man of strength, and someone who, of course, as a priest, he's the person that we really look to and are inspired by and love.
Prayers and wishes coming from beyond the Catholic faith. Bishop Zubik invited people from other faiths, including 7 rabbis.
It's important for me to say, okay, when things happen that impact all of us, that we're really there for each other, especially when it is somebody of such high caliber that has impacted not just the Catholic community.
Pope Francis died at the holiest time of year for Catholics, Good Friday, then Resurrection Sunday. Many here cannot see past that symbolism. His death came just hours after he made an appearance at St. Peter's Square, blessing the crowd and wishing everyone a happy Easter. Parishioners back in Pittsburgh coming together to mourn.
I think that for me, what will resonate is the fact that he was so very humble and a very loving spirit, loving soul.
Really wanted to be sure that everybody, regardless of who they were, really had a sense of their dignity and value and worth. He really cared so much about the poor and the vulnerable in particular.
And I asked one parishioner what he hopes to see in the next pope, and he tells me more of the same, pointing out, though, that every pope faces different times and world events. Reporting live in Oakland, Jennifer Barrasso, KDKA-TV News.